Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our weekly art-based meditation brought to you by the National Museum of Asian Art. I'm Demi Mohammed, one of the museum's public programs coordinators, and I'm thankful that you've chosen to take this time to share with us. Today's meditation will be led by Phil as we focus on a painting from India titled Sultan, Murad, and a Consort. This painting was attributed to the painter Manohar and was created a few years before the Sultan's untimely death. The unusually intimate portrait of royal lovers was beautifully muted colors and a lot of intricate details. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you all will take away from today's practice and what you see reflected back to you. Again, we thank you for joining us, and I'll pass it to Phil to get us started.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Debbie mentioned, my name is Phil, or Philip Bender. I'm so glad that you've joined us today for this meditation and to take a close look at a work of art from the Smithsonian's National Museum of Asian Art. We'll be spending some time with a piece from an ongoing exhibit called Body Image Arts of the Indian Subcontinent. Right now, this work is not on display, but if you go to the museum, the Freer Gallery, you'll see a wonderful collection of arts or sculptures, paintings that provide an opportunity to take a look back in time and observe the diverse ways the human body has been conceived and depicted in the arts of this region. And while many of the works in the collection have a religious or spiritual orientation, the one we'll be looking at, as Demi hinted at, presents a particular worldly pursuit, that of love and romance. And perhaps that's a fitting way to wrap up our February art meditations. The painting is a 16th century watercolor attributed to Manohar, a court painter of the Mughal Empire, and it's titled Sultan Murad and a Consort. Its subjects are Prince Murad and his beloved wife Mirza in the throes of, well, we'll see. But it's worth noting that Prince Murad's father was the Emperor Akbar, and Akbar was the greatest of the Mughal emperors of India. Akbar was also the grandfather of Emperor Shah Jahan, the builder of the Taj Mahal in Agra for his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. So it appears that the Mughals were prone to romantic gestures, large and small. Now, I'd like to invite you to take a little time to activate the body, relax, to wipe off the dust of the day and settle into kind of mental clarity and into the body's sense of things, particularly noting as we look at the work, how our body responds to what we see. All right, so let's head into our practice, finding a comfortable position. It could be seated, could be resting back. We could even be lying down if we can keep an eye on the screen. But find something that works for you. And let's begin. So have your eyes open. And let's activate ourselves a bit. You know, this time of day might be a little drowsy. So I invite you to raise your arms and make fists with your hands, squeeze your muscles to bone, and then let the effort go and settle your arms and hands. Let's try that again. So gently raising the arms. If any of this is inaccessible, you might just keep your hands where they are. You could maybe tighten them while they rest in your lap. And if that's not accessible, stay with your breath, holding some tension and releasing. Let's do this one more time. Create some tension. Maybe it's in the arms, maybe in the legs too. You could even scrunch up the face. And then soften and release. little by little, we're letting the body reacquaint itself with our conscious awareness, turning from outward involvement more toward inner involvement. Now let's try a little movement. I invite you to bring one hand to a shoulder, and with an exhalation, wipe down that arm to the hand as if brushing off dust from that limb. We'll do the same with the other arm. We might inhale and exhale, sweep down. Then inhale, hands to face, exhale, sweep down the front body. Let's do this again. Inhaling to the first side, exhale, sweep. If the breath doesn't work for you, that's fine. Just continue with the movement, exhaling, sweeping down the other hand. Inhale, hands to face, and exhale, clearing the dust of the day off the midsection. And again, inhale, first side, exhale. Second side, exhaling. Inhale, hands to face, exhale down the front body. Eventually, hands arriving in the lap. Now, as the hands arrive in your lap, let them help you decide where they want to remain for the rest of your practice. Perhaps there, or on your thighs, or by your sides. And if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. And just be with yourself for a moment, this beautifully sensitive area of face, chest, belly. Favor the gentle and simple openness of the body in this moment. Now, if you need to adjust your position, do so, but return to relative stillness, relaxed, comfortable, available for what is present. Now, briefly, let's check in with other parts of the body. Bringing attention first to the feet. Hello, feet. Welcoming them to conscious awareness. And ankles. And knees. If the body prompts you to relax, follow that prompt. You're always welcome to relax further. Move attention to your hips. And then to hands and fingers. Wrists. elbows, shoulders, now bring attention to the low belly, below the navel and above the pubis. The upper abdomen, solar plexus. Imagining all of these areas receptive, open. The chest and the region of the heart and lungs. The neck. And the face. Savor the simple openness of the body in this moment. There's nothing to do except be here now. Now, when it's comfortable for you, gently open your eyes and allow yourself to be open to the work in front of you. And just notice what first resonates with you. What's your initial visceral reaction? Now let's take a closer look at different elements of this work. Heading into the top right corner. Just taking in the sky for a moment. Hints of clouds, yet blue sky visible through the clouds. Let's proceed a little lower down the image. It's beautiful watercolor. Taking in some more details, noticing what comes to us. As we continue downward, I invite you to notice the leaves of this fern-like bush. The curvaceous drape of these leaves. Do they evoke anything? A feeling, a thought, a word? I invite you too to notice these branches, these thin branches, as they cross one another. And if we were to slowly draw our gaze down the branch, further and further down, what might we notice here? Intertwining of sorts. Noticing our bodily responsiveness to the work as we continue to move down the image, getting our first hint of the figures that dominate the image, but just their feet. Is there a bodily change in you as those feet come into view? As the colors and shapes of their garments become present? Let's continue. We'll return to those feet in a bit. Moving down the end of the day bed here. Couple gold posts anchoring the bed to carpet. And just noticing for a moment what the carpet might symbolize or evoke for you. Let's continue our viewing of the outskirts of this image, more of the intricate work of the carpet, and then two paired vessels. Shapely in their own way. What do you notice in you as we continue to view this beautiful work rising up to the very edge of the daybed? Something comes into view at the top of the screen, perhaps some sweet treats. Paired tassels on the pillow. Now let's glide down this bed again, returning to those amazing feet. Pausing here once again. And as we scan up, notice your responsiveness. What comes alive in you? These billowing, luscious garments. The shapeliness of the figures and a hand on the waist. Suddenly a bare midsection comes into view and a playful grasp of a wrist. Bare arms. And a bare chest. And continue taking in the lover's gaze for a moment. Noticing any change in you. Wordlessly, they share an intimate moment. Now, as we come to a close of our viewing, let's scan upward one more time into the evocative environment. Pausing as we arrive at a pair of hills intersecting one another, as if the earth could embrace the earth. Now, friends, I will back out of the image a bit. And as I do so, I invite you to just take stock of our journey. Maybe recalling our passage through the work, the shifting landscape of our inner experience, the different feelings that the work may have evoked. And noting the cumulative effect of what's present right now. Now, friends, I invite you to close your eyes to feel what you feel. And just see if there's a word or some kind of symbolization of this feeling. Could be a gesture, it could be a memory, could be a phrase. How might that symbol point to your experience? Now, might be nice to close our practice together. We'll have time to revisit the image in just a bit. But to take a moment to place left hand on the heart, right hand on top, and to bow to one another in peace. Peace, peace.